So we're going to go over a quick overview of the cab. Your ignition is actually located down here, down to the bottom right. So it is right there, just like a regular car. Press your brake, turn the key, truck will turn on. Now one thing you're going to want to keep an eye on is your air pressure. You want to make sure that everything's in the gray here. It will make a noise until, it'll make it like an annoying beeping sound until it gets out of the orange there. So you want to kind of make sure before you take off that you're in the gray. Now these do come with a idle shutdown. So that means if it idles longer than 5 minutes, it will turn off. That tends to become an issue during the summer when it's hot and you have to run your AC. Your AC runs off of the engine. So to keep it running, you're going to make sure that you're in neutral and that your parking brake is on. And then you're going to come up here to the speed control button. So this is essentially just your cruise control switches, right? And then you're going to bump that up one time and it'll bring the RPMs up to 1,000. But what that does also is kick it out of that idle turn off mode. So this way you could run your AC, you can keep the truck on high idle, you can do a regen if you want. It's all going to be at 1,000 and it won't turn off. Here's your regular wiper, turn signals, push for your high beams. Down here we have our light switches, so your parking lights, and then your lights on all the way, and the middle is off, is to increase or decrease the brightness. Your horn, your shifter is right there. Right under your shifter there is the exhaust brake. Here you have your window controls as well as your heated mirrors. So that's going to come in handy during the winter to lock and unlock the cab. Your regen button is right here. An optional switch is here in case you wanted to wire something else in here, as well as right there. This is for, I believe, your overdrive. This is your deadbolt and your box AC. This is a light test button, so before you take off you can actually hit the light test and it'll cycle through all the lights on the exterior at the same time, just so you can check and make sure none of your bulbs are out or anything like that. Your parking brake, press the brake and you push it to release, and then you pull it to apply it. Now right up here we have a backup monitor. When you throw your truck into reverse, it pops up automatically, and then when you take it out of reverse, it takes a little bit, but it does go away. We're going to make a separate video on the stereo because we're going to show you guys how to connect to it through Bluetooth and how to work all that. That's a quick overview of the cab. You have your fire extinguisher there. You have your safety triangles there, as well as a short cord. There's some things you always want to keep in the cab. And your AC is just like any other regular vehicle AC. You have your air recirculation there, your cold, and then if you want to keep it on the AC modes right there, and then your fan speed. So that's a quick overview. You do have a remote to this in case you wanted to, I don't know, add another input to it or anything like that. But that's your cab.